A.J. Cole. Gross average better than 52 yards per kick.
Well, they got some kind of trick or something.
At the 10-yard line, up to the 49-yard line, and the ball is loose at midfield.
Let's give A.J. Cole a little credit, the punter, for making the play.
The Pro Bowler, A.J. Cole, in the 2022 Ford Maverick. How are you, good sir?
Excellent. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm better now. Safety first.
Seatbelts
Please
on.
put the seatbelt
Of course.
on.
Big seatbelt guy.
Absolutely. With the Pro Bowler, A.J. Cole, rolling around in our brand new beautiful Ford. And before we get into the important stuff, the greatness of your 2021, I gotta hit you with the very hard-hitting stuff. The stash is new.
Yeah.
It looks good. I'm feeling like a very kind of more mature Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. Talk me through the inspiration, the motivation for this beautiful stash.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did. Type vibes.
All right.
So, well, first of all, I do a mustache for about a week after every season and then after OTAs, so in between OTAs and training camp. Done this since I've been in the NFL. Just kind of like a change of pace so that when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, hey, it's off season. Can relax a little bit, take a deep breath, because there's some amount of stress that you just kind of carry with you during the season. You kind of feel like you're always on. So when I look in the mirror in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth and I have a mustache, I'm like, hey, today is a fun day. Let's go enjoy it.
On a personal note for you though, looking back at this year, and obviously the accolades are awesome and everyone in the building is super proud and happy for everything that you accomplished. Was there a moment for you during the season where you're like, I think I'm playing pretty good football?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say sometime around 5 or 6 weeks into the year, you try and just take it one play at a time, right? But especially when we hit the bye week and you kind of have a chance to reflect and times like that, you start to kind of be like, oh wow, like I'm playing the way that I want to play. And it's not like, oh, I'm playing really good or like my numbers are good or my stats good. But a lot of it too that I felt this year was I felt like I was finally fulfilling my expectations for myself, and I think I still left a lot on the table, and I can still be better in a lot of different areas. But there was never like too much pressure expectation I put on myself, but I definitely wanted to put the work in so that I could go out there and expect to succeed.
I think one thing over the past couple weeks, couple months that's been really cool for us is we get to hear from the fans, right? And I think you're so great at interacting with the fans and understanding that it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
And one thing that has been really cool since you and Daniel signed those extensions is the natural comparisons between you guys and then the Seabass Leckler. And I know that those guys are legitimate legends, like they are guys that will go down in the history books of this place. But is it cool to kind of be considered in those same conversations now? And including Trenton there as well.
Yeah, it's surreal because those guys with John Kondo as well. It's very surreal. I mean, those are the guys I grew up watching on TV. Those were the guys that were larger than life. And yeah, it's definitely surreal just to even be mentioned in the same sentence with them. They were able to maintain a level of consistency and greatness over so many years. And so we know that in order to kind of live up to even those comparisons, not even the quality, but even just to live up to the comparison, we have to perform year in, year out. I remember distinctly my rookie year, we were kind of sitting around and me, Trent, and Daniel, they're both in their second year, I'm in my first year, and we were just kind of talking like, hey, if we all just put this together, if we all start having good games at the same time, because I think Daniel had a good game and I'd had a bad game, and then I had a good game and Daniel had a bad game, and we just kind of weren't clicking, but we were sort of sitting there talking like, we really do have the potential to impact games, and we felt like the cohesiveness that we have and the relationship we have and the trust would really be a big part of that. So we just felt like if we could just go out there and put it all together, we'd really be able to impact games.
This might be kind of like a meta question and a question that maybe is better asked 10 years from now, but for you guys, there's such an emphasis, all eyes are on you for those handful of plays that you're out there. If you have a play, and granted we've been very fortunate where there haven't been a ton of not great plays, but is it harder to move past a bad one because you have kind of limited opportunities week to week?
Yeah, I definitely think it is. I think, if you're a cornerback and you get beat on a route, you get to play the next play, or if it ends up in a touchdown, you get to play play 10 minutes later, right? Sometimes I could hit a punt and then I'm not hitting another punt for 45 minutes, an hour, a week, 2 weeks. You've got no idea what exactly your next opportunity is going to be. So yeah, I think you have to sit on it a lot longer, and I think that's something early in my career I really struggled with. It's really just sitting with that feeling of like, I let the team down. I didn't perform up to my standards. I disappointed the coaches. And that's something I used to sit with really hard, and I've worked a lot on that. I think Daniel does a really, really great job of, he has his play. If he misses a kick, he's really able to move past it and go on to the next one. So that's something I think I learned from him, and we talk about constantly is how do we shorten the time it takes to get over a bad play? How do we mentally prepare ourselves to go out there and have a good next play and kind of get back on track? So that's something I learned from him, and I've seen other guys and talked to plenty of people about this.
The good thing is there haven't been a lot of those moments, especially in 2021. It's a reason we're talking about the Pro Bowl, why you and those three guys are playing in this game and so deserving of everything you've had this year. And like I said, man, it's been so cool to watch the progression for all of you guys, you in particular. It's been so cool to kind of see you guys get to where you are. Congratulations, man. We'll see you soon, all right?
Yeah, thank you.